Okay, so, the holidays are always like a crazy time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's just so much going on.
Yeah, you're busy, you're running around,
Totally.
but there's so much to do.
Well, today we're going to like take a break from all that.
Yeah, take a deep breath.
Exactly. And do like a deep dive into something fun.
Sounds good.
This online community, LPot, they're doing a 12 days of Christmas celebration. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's like a whole bunch of online festivities.
I'm intrigued. What kind of stuff are they doing?
Okay, so first of all, what really struck me was how much they're focusing on virtual connection.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they get that
Right.
online communities are like the way people are doing things now.
Totally. It's so interesting how
Yeah.
they're adapting these traditions, for like a digital world.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the variety is crazy. They've got like everything.
Everything. Okay, fill me in.
Like a virtual tree lighting,
Wow.
crafting workshops. They even have a virtual baking session.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on. A virtual baking session.
I know, right?
That sounds like it's a lot of fun. But it's also a lot of chaos, potentially.
Yeah. I could just imagine like everyone's kitchen covered in flour.
Uh-huh. But, it's also like really smart.
Yeah.
They understand that not everyone wants to like go all out,
Right.
Some people just want to chill.
Exactly.
So they've got stuff for different like energy levels,
Yeah.
different time commitments. You can just watch the tree lighting, or you can like,
Right.
Get your hands dirty with the baking challenge.
And that makes so much sense because online you don't have that same
Right. You don't have
like that shared atmosphere.
Yeah, that feeling of being in the room with people.
Exactly.
So it's smart to give options.
Yeah, totally. Now, a couple of these activities really like stood out to me.
Oh, okay. Which one?
So day 4, they've got a gift exchange
Uh-huh.
and a secret Santa reveal
Oh, that's fun.
all at the same time.
That's so cool. I can just imagine like the heartwarming moments
Wow.
and probably some hilarious like meme-worthy reveals depending on,
Well, yeah, like what kind of community it is.
Exactly.
And it's such a good way to like build those connections.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but then day 6,
Okay.
they have a virtual baking session.
Wait, what? How do they even do that virtually?
Right. I was thinking the same thing. Like legitimately,
That's tough.
it's tough.
They're difficult.
But I kind of get why they're doing it.
Yeah. Why?
It's about like that shared experience of baking,
Yeah.
even if everyone's like miles apart.
That's true. I can see that.
I just wonder how they handle like the technical glitches and like what if someone's like a terrible baker?
That's a good point. You'd need some like really good planning
Right.
and moderation, I think. Maybe they offer different levels of like participation.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because some people just share recipes and other people are like actually baking along live.
Oh, that's cool.
But it really makes you think about like the community manager, Their role is so important
Yeah.
to make everyone feel welcome.
Totally. Like no matter what your skill level is.
Exactly. So it's all about that inclusivity.
It's interesting though how these things that sound so simple can actually be really complicated
Yeah.
when you're doing them online.
Right.
Okay, but day 9,
Okay, what happens on day 9?
this is where they get like really impactful.
Oh, okay.
They're calling it community outreach and acts of kindness.
Wow, so it's not just fun and games anymore.
It's about like making a real difference.
That's amazing. Makes you wonder though,
About what?
is this like a genuine effort to be good, or is it more about image?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And like, how do they make sure these acts of kindness actually have like a real impact?
Right.
And I'm super curious about what causes they're going to support.
Me too. Because that says a lot about their values.
Totally, yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how they structure this day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see, like, do people actually participate or does it just feel like...
Right. Is it actually meaningful?
Yeah. Like a token gesture. Because there's always that risk with online communities.
Oh, yeah.
Like slacktivism.
Totally.
It's easy to click a button.
Yeah.
But does anything actually happen?
Exactly. So this could be a really valuable lesson.
Oh, for sure. Like for other communities who want to make a difference.
Yeah. If they can do it right.
Yeah.
It's a great model to follow.
Okay, so we've got a community that's embracing virtual connection.
Yeah.
They're offering all these different activities,
Mm-hmm.
and they're even trying to do some good in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into all that,
Right.
I think we need to step back and think about like the bigger picture.
Yeah, I agree.
What can we learn from all of this?
Yeah. Yep.
And what does it tell us about how traditions and holidays are changing?
Oh, that's a great question. That's where this gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because LPot's 12 Days of Christmas, it's not just a holiday event, you know? It's like a mini version
Oh, I see.
of how online communities are changing how we connect,
Right.
how we celebrate, and how we make a difference.
That's fascinating.
It's like a glimpse into the future.
Yeah, that's a future I want to explore.
Me too.
So let's break down some of the key takeaways from what we've seen so far.
Okay, let's do it.
First of all, like, they're really smart about using a variety of activities
Yeah.
to appeal to a wider audience.
Right. LPot gets it. Online engagement, you got to cater to everyone.
Totally.
They've been so careful
Yeah.
to include those passive experiences
Okay.
and the more active stuff.
Right.
Something for the introvert, something for the extrovert.
Exactly.
It's like they've designed these activities to be like super engaging.
Yeah.
Take that baking session, for example.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about like, following a recipe.
Right.
It's about like creating this experience together, this feeling of camaraderie, even when you're not like physically together.
Makes you wonder, though, right?
About
Like, could this type of virtual thing actually be more inclusive
Oh, interesting.
than like a traditional in-person one? Think about it.
Okay.
Someone with like social anxiety.
Yeah.
Or someone who can't,
Right.
leave their house.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Mm.
This might be easier for them to connect.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It challenges like the whole idea that online interaction is like less meaningful.
Right.
Sometimes it might actually be like
Yeah.
the better option.
Right. It breaks down barriers.
Exactly.
And LPot seems to really get that, like that inclusivity.
Yeah.
They've got all these spaces for people to show off,
Okay.
like their talents, their creativity,
Yeah.
like the crafting workshops, the photo contests, even the karaoke night.
Oh, speaking of karaoke night.
Yeah.
That one really stood out to me.
Why?
It's like they're saying, hey, we can recreate anything online,
Yeah.
even karaoke.
I can only imagine the chaos.
Oh, yeah.
The good kind of chaos, though.
Totally. I bet there's some hidden talent
Oh, for sure.
lurking in that community, just waiting to be unleashed.
They took like the best parts of karaoke, right?
Yeah.
That vulnerability, the performance aspect, the fun of
And
it.
shared cringes.
Yes. And they just put it online.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get some like amazing duets.
Ah, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
From across the world.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
People who would never have met,
Yeah.
but they're singing together online.
It's amazing how these simple activities can make people feel so connected.
Yeah. I know it's crazy.
It really is.
But it's not all about like
Right.
the big loud stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some quieter moments too.
Oh, like what?
Like the cozy storytelling evening.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
lovely.
Right. There's something about storytelling
Mm-hmm.
that just works so well online.
It's true. There's like this intimacy to it.
Yeah.
I bet people share like personal stories,
Oh, for sure.
family traditions,
Mhm.
maybe even like stories they've written themselves,
Oh, that's cool.
inspired by the holidays.
Yeah, it creates the space for like deeper connection.
Totally. It's like we're all
Yeah.
sitting around a virtual campfire,
Exactly.
just sharing stories and connecting.
And you never know
Right.
like who you might connect with.
Exactly.
Right. You might think you have nothing in common.
Totally.
But then you hear their story and you're like, oh, wow.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
About
Could this bring back like oral traditions?
who, in this digital age. Like we're preserving these stories that might have been lost otherwise.
That's a really cool thought.
Yeah.
It's like online communities aren't just
Right.
copying old traditions. They're making new ones.
It's like they're shaping the future of
Yeah.
how we connect.
And that brings us back to day 9,
Okay.
the community outreach and acts of kindness.
Yeah.
They're not just about having fun.
Right. They're thinking bigger.
Exactly. They're saying, we're a community that cares,
Yeah. And that's a really
especially during the holidays.
powerful message. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to ask,
Yeah.
how do they make sure it's authentic?
Right. Like, is it just for show?
How do they choose the causes they support?
Yeah.
Do they let the community decide?
Yeah. Right. Those are all good questions.
And like, how do they measure the results?
Yeah. Because it's easy to just like click a button
Yeah.
and feel good about yourself.
Exactly.
But is it actually making a difference?
Right.
So I'm really interested to see how they handle this.
Yeah, me too. Because it could be like a really important example
Yeah.
for other communities.
To follow.
Exactly.
It's like they're blurring the lines
yeah.
between online and offline.
The digital and the physical.
Right.
It's a new kind of social responsibility
Right.
where online communities are actually like making things happen in the real world.
So we've got this community that's embracing virtual connection. They've got all these diverse activities. They're creating space for creativity and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And they're even encouraging real-world impact.
It's impressive.
But I think we need to go deeper.
Deeper.
Like, what's the psychology behind all of this?
Ooh, interesting.
Why do these online experiences resonate with people so much?
That's a great question.
What can we learn from that?
I think it comes down to like basic human needs.
Yeah.
Connection, belonging, purpose. LPot has tapped into that. Yeah.
They've created a space where people feel seen, heard, valued.
Like they belong.
Exactly. It's like this community
that
goes beyond borders.
Yeah.
It's especially important for people who feel isolated in their offline lives.
Right.
And they've done it in a way that feels genuine. They've got all these different activities, different ways of communicating. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
It's a place where you can be yourself.
Exactly.
Whether you're sharing a story, singing karaoke, or just watching and listening.
It's like a model for how to build better online spaces in the future.
That's a great point.
Right. Like, could we use this for online workspaces, education platforms, even just like social media groups?
I think we can absolutely learn from this.
Yeah.
It's about understanding this psychology and creating spaces that are more than just platforms.
Right. There are places where people feel connected, creative, and like they have a purpose.
That's a powerful thought.
It is, isn't it?
Especially as we spend more and more time online.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We've seen how LPot is reimagining traditions. But what does it mean for everyone else?
Right.
How are online communities changing how we experience the holidays?
Ooh, that's a great question.
You know?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because LPot is just one example of a much bigger trend.
Okay.
We're seeing a new kind of holiday experience, one that mixes tradition with technology. It's like creating these hybrid celebrations that can go beyond like geographical boundaries.
Totally.
They're redefining what it means to be together.
And that raises some big questions.
Yeah.
About the future of tradition and the future of community and what connection even means in a digital world.
All big questions.
So let's explore those questions. Okay, let's do it. As we continue our deep dive into the world of LPot and beyond. Okay, so we've been talking about LPot and how they're like doing all this cool stuff online for the holidays. And it's clearly working, right?
Oh, yeah. They're on to something for sure.
Yeah, but what does this mean?
Right.
Like for the bigger picture?
Yeah, like are they changing how we see traditions?
Exactly.
Well, I think online communities are definitely having a bigger impact on how we connect and how we celebrate.
Totally.
LPot is a perfect example of that.
Right, like they're using technology to like make traditions better, make them more accessible.
More inclusive.
Exactly.
Totally.
Okay, but here's what I've been thinking.
Okay, I'm listening.
Could this like lead to even more blending of digital and physical stuff?
What do you mean?
Like in ways we haven't even thought of yet. What if future holidays are like part digital, part physical? Like imagine families separated by distance. Using AR or VR to like share a meal together.
That would be
or decorate a tree together virtually.
Amazing.
It's mind-blowing.
It is. Can you imagine like grandma in Florida joining you for Christmas morning?
Virtually.
Opening presents virtually. Having a toast together.
That would be amazing.
It changes what being present even means.
Totally. Makes you wonder though, right?
You know what?
Will future generations even care? About the difference between physical and virtual?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think technology is amazing for connection, but there's something about like the real thing, you know.
Right.
A hug, the smell of a home-cooked meal, the fireplace. Technology can't really replace that.
So maybe it's about finding like a balance.
I think so.
Like the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Like imagine families having their Christmas dinner, but they also have like a Zoom call going.
Right.
Or even like AR projections.
Oh, wow.
So everyone can be there, even if they're far away.
It's like we're changing what togetherness means. It could be so many different things now.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're adapting to how life is changing.
Right.
We're making celebrations more inclusive.
That's really cool.
It's like honoring the spirit of the holidays, but also embracing technology.
Yeah. But we can't forget about the downsides.
Potential downsides.
Like, we can't become too reliant on technology.
You know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, it can't lead to isolation.
Right. We still need real-world interaction.
Exactly. It's all about balance. Remembering that technology is a tool.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to use it in the right way.
For good.
Yeah, to build real connections, to promote empathy, and to make our relationships better.
Right. Not replace them.
Exactly.
It's a good reminder that, like, the real meaning of the holidays, connection, generosity, being kind to each other, that's what really matters.
Right.
Not the technology itself.
It's about the human connection, whether you're around a table or a virtual fireplace.
It's about opening our hearts, connecting with people, and celebrating together.
And I think that's a perfect way to wrap up this deep dive.
So to everyone listening, thank you for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration
of online communities, changing traditions,
Mm.
and the future of connection.
We hope it got you thinking.
Yeah.
And maybe even inspired you to try something new this holiday season.
And remember, no matter how you celebrate, what matters most is being with the people you love and spreading some joy.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.